Good morning, everybody. So this is day 3 of me working on my F-Type R. I came back from the dealer last week, and me being always a little obsessive compulsive and really trying to take care and do my own work, just because I rarely trust anybody else to do my own work, and reasons so. If you guys have just been, are just tuning in now, this car went to the dealer for 2 reasons, or basically 1 reason. There was a leak from my drain plug, so needed a new drain plug. That would have been easily resolved. But then I saw a leak coming from the vacuum pump. And I wasn't sure if that leak was only from the vacuum pump, because it was like it was droplets, and those droplets were being kind of spread around by I believe, and hopefully not by the belts, the fan, or the obviously the radiator fan, and the air circulating underneath the car, kind of spread that slow leak a little bit everywhere. So I said, let me send it there. He's gonna find the source of the leak. I don't have the part, they don't have the part, let them order it, yada yada yada. Long story short, took a while to get the part, COVID, whatnot, nobody has parts anymore, and got the car back. When the car was there, they told me that the transmission tunnel brace, one of the nuts was stripped in the frame. So the frame is threaded. There are 4 bolts. Sorry, nuts. There are 4 bolts. There are no nuts. The frame is threaded, and those 4 bolts are what hold the brace that then holds the basically the transfer case where the transmission is. So either last time, this is the second time I change out the transfer case fluid, and I'll show you guys later when I get under the car. But one of the threads in the frame was damaged. So either the tech in the last transfer case fluid over tightened, you're only supposed to tighten them to 35 foot-pounds. So we either over tightened and stripped that thread, or it was like that from the factory. I'm really leaning on the tech stripped it. Over tightened, stripped it. So anyway, they get a guy to come in to do some aluminum repair, kind of, I guess, drill out that thread in the frame, add aluminum, and then rethread. Did the work. The work is pretty good. Okay, the bolt goes back in. It holds 35 foot-pounds. I checked the torque on everything. So those are the reasons why the car went in. I didn't have the patience to wait for the part. I have a 4-month-old, and second of all, I couldn't do aluminum welding myself and rethread that. So get the car back. I put it up on stands originally just because I kind of want to degrease the underneath of the engine bay, also the front, kind of where the belts are. Hopefully there's no oil on the belts. You want them nice and dry. You don't want them slipping. So that was my primary reason. And then I said, let me take my time. I'm going to start at the back here, and I'm going to check just all the bolts underneath the car. I'm going to check the braces. I was debating, do I remove the cross braces and paint them, because they're starting to have a little bit of rust, even though the car is seldomly driven, even in the rain. It's never winter driven. But start going over everything, and the first thing I find is the 2 clamps that hold this rear section, the muffler, are completely loose. So I don't know if they had to remove the exhaust to do the work on the tunnel brace. I don't know, but basically this muffler in the back here was completely loose. I don't know. I don't know how you could give somebody a car back with a completely loose muffler. This is the first time I actually really take everything out of the car, and just unbelievable what's going on here in terms of design. So firstly, I had to drill a hole here in this bracket. So here are your brake lines, ABS, all your brake lines. This bracket was literally just not even holding anything, just kind of chilling by itself. So I had to, nothing lined up. There's pre-threaded screws in the wheel well, a pre-threaded, hole in the wheel well, no bolt, not lining up. I guess they just said, hey, you know what, screw it, whatever. You're not gonna believe the amount of debris. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Look at this. So this is the auxiliary radiator, okay? As you can see here, look at what accumulated in here, guys. This is literally just a trap. As you can see, stuff goes in here. That radiator is just a bad design, and it just accumulated. Look at cigarette butts, leaves, a million insects. It's unbelievable how dirty it is in here. Just little clips to get a really stupid design, little clips that kind of clip up here, and I had to use like a little paper, believe it or not, a staple remover to undo those clips. You could use a pick, a little flat face pick, anything that's small, because they really just you know, these little clips here with little teeth just go up on the radiator here. You gotta just be careful. Obviously it's aluminum, it's very delicate, but take your time, guys. But I mean, just unbelievable. You know, there's just a list of things. I'll definitely, you know, edit towards something that we get all the nuts and bolts and everything that I've found, that I've tightened. I'll go over with you guys. I'll go over how the transmission brace, one of the screws was not really holding anything. It had, I guess they'd stripped it from the factory, or who knows, last time they changed the transfer case oil, the technician might have stripped it, over tightened, who knows. But yeah, this is what I'm up to, gents, ladies. I'll keep you posted. I'm gonna put together about a 10-minute video here, you know, with all the different steps that I've taken. I'm gonna clean everything up here with the wheels on. I checked my air filters. Those are the BMC aftermarket air filters. They're quite clean, actually. After 2 years, they're quite clean. But what was shocking was when I removed the auxiliary radiator shroud there, that plastic part, as you could see. Basically, between the radiators, there's like, I guess you know, it's efficient in that sense where the air reaches all the rats, but it creates this unbelievable vacuum effect, and it just sucks up everything. There were bugs, pollen, leaves, pine needles. There was so much crap covering one of the radiators. Honestly, I don't even know how it was efficient anymore in terms of doing its job cooling, because this entire surface was covered. So I had to take my vacuum with one of those thin nozzles to reach up in there and just vacuum out tons of crap. It's shocking. So that is I would say a major design flaw for the cooling of this car. I understand Jaguar that limited front space. It's a beautiful slanted nose in the front. You have a very small surface area in the front, but I know you're trying to cool a lot of radiators but my God, what a bad design. And now I'm just kind of going over everything. The you know, A to Z. They overfilled the coolant. I told them to change out the coolant, 5-year-old coolant. There was a ½ liter too much coolant. I went to go open the coolant cap, not knowing, just checking, and it overflowed into the engine bay. So I'm cleaning up coolant as well. When they installed my downpipes, they did not clip this back into place. Okay, it's not really holding much, but at the same time, guys, why wasn't this clipped back into place? That was, I guess, the last time it went for service when I got my downpipes installed by the dealer. Just a whole bunch of little crap. So I'm just going over everything, making sure everything is in its place, and yeah, just going from there. One of the bolts on the heat shields here, right underneath here, where the downpipe meets the where it bends there behind the transmission brace, as you could see. One of the heat shields also, the bolt was completely loose. The heat shield was touching the downpipe. So just stupid little things, but like, you know, another reason for something to rattle, or you know what I mean? So we got that bolt in. I had to go pick up a bolt at Fastenal, drill that hole, and at least the bracket is done. I'm gonna finish up underneath the car, cleaning, check the air filters, everything. We're gonna start buttoning this up. I'm gonna clean all the various panels, and that's it. Start buttoning up this project, and I'll go over with you guys everything that has been checked and done on the car. Cleaned all the hoses, etc., underneath, everything like that. If there's ever a new leak, it'll be very obvious. It'll be evident right away. So that was the whole point. Get everything degreased under the car and cleaned up. Hey guys, so as you can see here, I've wrapped everything up. The car's back to its, let's say, prior self of being pretty much immaculate. I like to keep the car in great mechanical shape, in great aesthetic shape. You know, to basically summarize, guys, I would strongly suggest that if you have the means to look over work, which I know you shouldn't, but today, quality of workmanship, it's just not there, guys. People are in a hurry, etc. at the dealerships. You know, it's different when you're going to an aftermarket shop, a local shop with the, you know, friends, whatever. But if you're going to Jaguar, it would be, or I would recommend, put the car up on some candles, go to a buddy's house, a family member. I'm sure somebody has the minimum tools required to just look over the underneath of the car, suspension, bolts, exhaust, braces, look for any leaks, etc. You know, sometimes, you know, mechanics at dealers, they're not methodical. You know, they kind of are distracted. They've got to go look at something else. They've got to, you know, do this, fill out the report. And yeah, I think they just get sidetracked, distracted, whatever it may be. Start at the back or at the front of the car like I did, and work your way to the back of the car. Just, you don't have to be a mechanic. You don't have to be an expert. I mean, if anything is looking loose, a clamp, a bolt is missing, a bolt looks loose, something's broken. These are things that just anybody with common sense is going to be able to notice and realize that there's an issue, especially with leaks. You know, guys, I wanted to do service myself, which was brake fluid, coolant flush, oil change, and the minute I removed the under pans here, you know, I saw there were at least 2 oil leaks coming from the engine. So, you know, guys, it's things are obvious, and it's not too hard to pinpoint. where something is leaking if you keep your car relatively clean, you know. But overall, guys, you know, you have to remember this car. I mean, you look at my videos, this car is certainly driven as it should be, or harder than, let's say, most people will ever drive their F-Types. And it's been really problem free. I've had no electronics issues. I mean, fingers crossed, knock on wood, I've had no mechanical issues other than a seal that went on the vacuum pump. Big deal, it's a $400 part. I could have done it myself. I've just been too swamped to you know, take a day in my garage, a full day. But yeah, it's just been an overall great car, and I obviously recommend the F-Type R to anybody. You know, it's just an awesome car. So that's about it, guys.